What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. We are so glad to have everybody with us. It is I, your formerly known as the host that locks the rocks, your favorite cyborg to die for, Adam Richmond, and I am so glad to be hosting the official podcast of Rocklahoma. And we have also become a growing and trusted source of musical festivals in the area. And we are so glad that we are going to be talking about one of those festivals that we will be attending this weekend. And we will tell you all about it. Well, actually, I'm going to get even somebody more qualified than I to talk about it. Our homegirl, Jodi Allen, will be joining us here a little bit later in the broadcast to tell us all about what community events is going to be taking place at that festival. We're also going to give you a taste of a couple of bands that are going to be playing that very festival. Talking about Troy and this up-and-coming band full of teenagers called Kurb Check, and I tell you what, these kids can do death metal harder than just about anybody else I've heard of in a long time. Just wait till you guys listen to what these kids put out there. I see you all in the comments, actually. Our host for this weekend, John Townsend, is actually in the comments. What's up, John? Give a shout out, all you rockers that will be joining us this weekend. The man is in the comments, so he might be able to answer any questions you might have. I've also got some notes, so if you want, you can also wait till I've got Jodi on the air, and we might answer probably almost majority of the questions you got. So, in the meantime, who else do we see? I see Badass Lloyd Brass is in the comments. Oh, my best friend in the whole world and co-hostess with the mostest, Christy Gross, is in the comments. And we've actually got something to show you guys as well. So stick around. We got a nice little treat from our one of the longest running campsites in Rocklahoma. I also see the Grinchy in there, but he's a different kind of Grinch. It's always a great time when the Grinch is there. Let me see why my chat isn't popping up on the window there. Dadgum. All right. And anyway, you guys will just have to join us in the comments. It looks like my chat feed's not going through there. Look, must have been those gremlins. Thank you, Casey, for giving our gremlins life. Looks like this week they claimed the chat window, so you guys can join in the chat. I'm watching right here, and I might even jump in the comments with you during a break. So, with that being said, I think it is time for us to go ahead and start paying some bills around here before I get too carried away in everything that I have that I'm itching to talk about, because, man, it has been that we are in the middle of festival season, folks, and I believe you me, I'm already feeling it. All right, first up, we've got our proud sponsor who's been sponsoring us longer than anybody. I'm talking about the man who powers the Roadhouse stage, DEB Concerts, who answers the question, what do you want to do with your life? I want to rock! And rock he will be doing this year, and you never know what Doug throws down in front of us. Last year, we talked with Sebastian Bach and Lita Ford. Those interviews are available on our YouTube channel. Make sure that you go follow the YouTube channel, y'all, because we've got all kinds of interviews that we're going to be posting throughout the season, especially around Rocklahoma, so you don't want to miss those. We've even lined up actually, I've got 2 interviews this week. We'll get there in a second. Anyway, focus. All right. Now, speaking of that, thank you for putting up with all my shit. And speaking of, thank you for, let's thank Brett and the Pooh Crew for putting up with all of our crap. You know what I'm saying? At Your Service Rentals is the only place I know of where you can get a personal restroom for your campsite at Rocklahoma. And born and raised, they are taking reservations right this minute. And you can even get a swimming pool there as well to help you beat the late summer, early fall heat. And you don't want to be stuck out in the middle of the night looking for a place to go drop a deuce like that guy. Hey, buddy, what are you doing over there?
Dinner was full!
Yeah, he didn't call At Your Service Rentals. You know, speaking of Rocklahoma partners, we also want to thank one of our, the Rocklahoma's newest sponsor, who has been also sponsoring us for almost just as long. I'm talking about the Rocklahoma Bitches, who will be bringing, they will have that party going on August 22nd. It's the Rocklahoma Bitches show that will be at the venue Shrine with special entertainment featuring DJ Queen Jessine and our good friends in Circus will be there providing that. And huge shout out to Full Blood Productions, who will be there on hand helping record that content. It's at the venue Shrine, August 22nd. It's a low-dose show, guys, and there's going to be a lot of rock community that's going to be there. I understand that they are doing their best to get all of the camp heads, the people who do put on parties and stuff, to come on out to the show and meet everybody. If you've got a camp, represent your camp. This great place to swap swag and
Giggity.
Not like that. Well, maybe, you know, if you're lucky and consensual is, anyway. So we want to see all of you all there. Make sure it is all inclusive. Everybody is invited. This is me telling you right now, hey, you're invited. Bring your camp on out August 22nd to the Rocklahoma Bitches show. All right, we also want to thank our other proud sponsor, Rebellious Photography, who has been covering Rocklahoma and other festivals for us for over going on 5 years now. Now, she just recently rebranded to avoid confusion and, you know, just give some things fresh. And so, formerly known as Photography by Angel Lee, she has relaunched as Rebellious Photography. Make sure that you go check it out on Facebook and hit that follow button. This is where all of our official photography of the official podcast of Rocklahoma will be posted. So if you want to see what our access that you all got us, that is definitely the place you're going to want to be. We also want to give a shout out to ROK. You know, not only is Angel, or excuse me, not only is Rebel a proud veteran, she is also proud to be part of our connection to ROK, as they celebrated their first ever music festival, Music is Medicine, I guess it's officially a month ago now. We also will be joining ROK at RAWK The River, where it appears they're going to be having a draffle, or a draffle. Okay, let's try that again. It appears that they will be having a raffle for a drawing for Rocklahoma Pass at Rocklahoma. Help us continue the mission so our heroes can enjoy the music they love and the healing they deserve. Together we heal, together we rock. That is ROK. Join us ROK The River Music Festival. And you know what? I'm also going to be qualifying people for a set of Rocklahoma passes as well. So, great place to go if you want to go to Rocklahoma. You've got a pretty good chance of winning you some Rocklahoma passes if you attend the festival this weekend, and support support our troops, y'all. All right, we also want to thank the Big Old Bus, who brings a busload of debauchery, and they will be at Rocklahoma. And their events have been posted on their Facebook page. Looks like Thursday, Taco-Lahoma with George Washington and the Wiener Olympics.
Giggity.
Friday, they got stage performance by Cat West with Oddities and Curiosities with Chris Warner, and the Bust a Nut Challenge.
Giggity.
I don't think that's what it sounds like, but you never know. It's Rocklahoma, no judgment. What happens at ROK stays at ROK until your buddy posts a video of it. Saturday is Luau Night, sponsored by Feral Island, complete with fishnet contest and a bikini hula hoop contest. And Sunday night will be their Big Old Bus blowout with a wet t-shirt contest and all that cool stuff. Once again, that's the Big Old Bus. Can't wait to see them at Rocklahoma. Now, we also want to give a huge thanks to Tannenbaum Graphics. You can check out all of the merch available on Tannenbaum Graphics website. The link is in the description of this video. This is also where you can get your official Surviving Rocklahoma t-shirts, including new designs. Everybody loves that colorized design. And we've also got some simple signature series if that's more your speed. This is also where you can get the brand new Rebellious photography t-shirts. So there's also other campsites available. Look, I see Rock of Love, Camp Good Vibes, Camp Asylum. You can also get your Save the Knox t-shirts, and it is also where you will get your Camp Mardi Gras t-shirts. And we would love to see our t-shirts, our logos slapped across your chest. That just gives us all a giddy squeal whenever we see you guys. So if you want to support your favorite campsite, head on over to Tannenbaum Graphics and get yourself some merch. Once again, the link is in the comments. And you know what? Yeah, I'll talk about that later. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to our final sponsor. And while I pour myself our weekly drink to get our night started, I want to invite everybody to Pryor, Oklahoma, and check out Pryor Liquor, Wines, and Spirits. Our good friend Monty, aka the Liquor Daddy, is a proud supporter of many of the parties in the campgrounds, in that we all support a responsible good time that is compliant with all of the local laws and municipalities. And we want to thank Monty for helping keep us educated so that we can avoid the trouble and we can do everything right while we party like rock stars. So once again, on behalf of all of our sponsors and the fine folks at Pryor Liquor, Wines, and Spirits, cheers, everybody. Woo! Yeah, I felt my liver quiver on that one. So we got a couple of things super quick to cover. We've got a guest that will be joining us here in a little bit. And but before we do, I want to once again give a huge thank you to Jennifer and Mike Haddix of Camp Red Baron et al. Hosted us and an open invitation party to out at alongside the river as we all floated the upper part of the Illinois River. We kind of went out of the normal path we put on way up on the north side, so it was a beautiful, peaceful trip the whole way, and we even got to get together and have some social time at the up on the hill out in the middle of nowhere. And it was so amazing getting to hang out with all of our friends, and we can't wait to see y'all at the next one. Man, Jennifer, thank you so much for putting up all of so many of the camp heads that were able to make it. I almost didn't get to make it. There's a lot of folks that unfortunately couldn't make it due to whatever logistics, but the folks that were there definitely got some much needed time so that we could actually get together and start planning things out. You know, Rocklahoma season is right upon us, y'all. We are mere weeks away from Labor Day. And so it was awesome for a lot of us who normally just kind of have to converse in loud environments such as music events or through Facebook. It's a totally different story when we actually get some time to sit down there and talk about what we want our camps to be all about, because here in a few months we are all going to be super busy entertaining huge crowds at each of our parties. And I absolutely love the sense of community that comes from the not only the Rocklahoma community but rural Oklahoma community, because there's so many folks that just, you know what, I like to party this way, you like to party this way, let's party together. All right, well, look at them. They're partying different, but they're cool. Let's go hang out with them for a little bit. And that's what it's all supposed to be about, folks, is not everybody parties the same. Not everyone hangs out, you know, does the same things, but there is, it's awesome when a large group or a lot of groups get together and have an insane time together and then get to go on back and plan out your festivities. I've always said Rocklahoma is like Halloween for grown-ups, and some people like to go all out on their houses. Some of us, we go all out on our campsites, and that is something that has picked up over the last 11 years. I'll say, since, you know, I've been going, it has become more and more folks who like to go all out in a certain way. They go all out in a certain way. Now, what I'm getting at is 11 years ago, my good friend and I, we started finding ourselves in a lot of those same group chats. We became best friends in the whole world. Give a huge shout out to Christy Gross, aka Misfit. And, you know, since then we launched this party that has, this will be our 12th year of hosting our Camp Mardi Gras Masquerade After Party. Now, we're listed on the campgrounds map. There's a lot of other parties going. That's totally fine. That's totally cool. But this is the night that we throw a shindig at our camp, and this is our one night that we're going to be partying at our camp. So if you guys want to come and hang out at Camp Mardi Gras and you want to find the party, that's where we're going to be that Friday night. I'm not saying we're not going to be at camp the other nights, but that's the night we party at our house. So with that being said, I am so glad to debut to you folks this year's Camp Mardi Gras flyer, and I want to thank Tannenbaum Graphics. Thank you so much, Casey, for putting this graphic together. And this is the first year that I did not make our flyer. This is the first year I've ever let anyone else touch our flyer. And Casey, you knocked it out of the park, buddy. Thank you so much for putting that one together. I totally left it in good hands. Huge shout out to Tannenbaum Graphics. Once again, we are down at the end of KV. So if you all ever know where Camp Corruption is, yeah, just keep on walking at the end of the row and you will hear us whooping and hollering and having a grand old time down at the end of the row of KV. And we want everybody to join us for our 12th annual Masquerade After Party. Now, I will tell you, last year's winners of our grand prize for our Masquerade Party won tickets to this year. So, you know what? We're going to do it again. If you would like to win tickets to Rocklahoma 2027, put on your best costume and come and join us Friday at Camp Mardi Gras for our masquerade party. We want to see you there. We want to see your costumes. And once again, that is Friday of Rocklahoma. That's after the headliner. So it's an after party. So once they're done, we will probably head back that way, turn on all the lights, and get the party started. Alrighty, so, you know, we are chugging right along. I know I'm moving pretty fast, folks, but unfortunately, well, fortunately, it's a great thing, actually. We've got a ton of stuff to cover, and I just don't have a whole lot of time to ramble. So with that being said, I do believe Jodi is in the comments, and she is about to join us right here on the show so that we can talk about ROK The River. But before we do that, I wanted to give you guys a taste of one of the bands that you will be seeing this weekend at ROK The River 2026. And of course, I'm talking about the band Troy.
Sent a letter to the county line saying give me a minute with my family and I, 'cause I never thought it'd turn out this way. Yeah, I was just a boy back then with a shoestring smile, a toy gun in hand, but I clung to every word he said. He spoke of things like compromise when the wage of war, not to stand and fight. What it takes to live life right. Still I can see the look in his eyes when the judge yelled down 25 to life, saying, boys, don't waste your time. Freedom's yours and mine. He said it's been 10 years since they shot me dead, but I'm still right here, I will never back down. They gotta do or die if they think I'm gonna change, yeah. Now you see these scars and these prison bars never hold me back from the shooting stars, 'cause I am no man's slave. Then he cried, freedom, this is my reckoning. We go to see him from time to time. I wrote letters every summer to keep mama from crying, but we knew the end was near. 'Cause you can chain one man to 4 cold walls, but you can't chain down a spirit nor soul. Screaming, boys, I've done my time. never back down. They gotta do one better if they think I'm gonna change. Yeah. Now you see these scars and these prison bars never hold me back from the shooting stars. 'Cause I am no man's slave. And then he cried for freedom, and he was trying for freedom. You know he died for freedom. Now it's my reckoning.
Once again, folks, studio audience, yes, give it up for Troy. The reality of yourself. For anyone that's wondering what that means, that was Troy with The Reckoning. You know, we featured him multiple times over the, 10 years, 11 years that we've been doing the show now. And they will be there this weekend at RAWK The River. Now, speaking of RAWK The River, I do a lot of things at Rocklahoma. And one of my favorite things to do is help being a part of the community events. And I see somebody that has jumped up into that same type of passion for RAWK The River. And I'm so glad to have Jodi Allen on the show tonight. What's up, Jodi?
Hello. Hi. How's everybody?
This is actually the first time that we've ever had you on this show, but we've known you for a good long time. You are, we'll just say, a tenured member of the Rocklahoma family. You've seen a lot of things over the last couple of years, but to talk about or to pull it all together, I will say now you've also found yourself as somebody very involved with a local festival that is celebrating its fourth year now, RAWK The River.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
And tell me a little bit about when you won the first ever Miss RAWK The River contest.
I did. That was in 2024. I was the first Miss ROK The River. And then I took over the competition for Miss ROK The River. Because I just loved it so much. And I liked, getting these girls to jump out of their skin and come and have fun. And then now I want to see the guys.
That is one of my favorite things about watching any of these kind of contests, is the amount of empowerment that comes to the females doing this. And it's always easy for us to set back as somebody who's just hitting that vote button and just like, so that's who's this year. But it takes something else to put yourself out there and on the pedestal in front of a lot of folks. Now, you got to silence a lot of people, at least half of those voices this year, by also opening it up to a Mr. RAWK The River.
Yeah, I think that's going to be exciting. I don't really know of any other festival that does a Mr. ROK anything. So I want to like make headway for other festivals to be like, we need a Mr. ROK too.
So tell me a little bit, how does this all work? Now we've seen the awesome flyers, and I'm going to start putting them up here for folks to see, but tell everybody what these folks had to go through. What's the process, so folks know exactly how it works?
Okay, so every year, if you want to be in the Miss Rock the River contest or Mr. Rock the River contest, everybody is in the contest if you submit to me an email about you wanting to be Mr. or Mrs. Rock the River. If you submit, you're in the contest automatically. There's no top 10. There's none of that. It's if you entered, you're in it. And then we go to in the past years, and it started that way this year, we went to online voting, but it's changed now. Now you're going to campaign for your spot for Mr. or Mrs. Rock the River at Rock the River. That's going to start on Thursday when you arrive. You're going to start campaigning immediately. You're going to campaign until Saturday at 5 p.m., where the votes are going to cut off. You're going to be submitting little tickets with your vote on it into a bucket, a sealed bucket. And then at that time, Chelsea and John and the lovely Miss Dawn from Rock Rage Radio are going to count the votes. And they're going to come out at 8 o'clock and they're going to announce who the new Miss Rock the River is and the first ever Mr. Rock the River.
Well, you see, folks, it's like an onion. There's layers. There's layers, to help keep things as neutral as possible. I dig that, and we appreciate you taking on that role in organizing something like that. It from somebody who has done covered festivals for years and years. I've seen dozens of those, and it is a lot of work. So thank you so much for picking up that torch and carrying it with pride since you first wore the crown. And Angel, so she still brags because she did the photos shoot for the first ever Rock the River winner.
Mm-hmm. And they'll get a photo shoot this year too. Whoever the winner is will get a photo shoot with Brandy Dye.
Nice. So, and I hate to rush along on those, but there's just so much going on that weekend. So you've got some other things going on. I've got where would you like to start? I mean, we've got wow. We can start with the United Heathens Artist Collectives. Let's go. What is that?
Okay. So if you've ever been to Rock the River, then you know about the guy who breathes the fire. So we have fire performers that are going to be at Rock the River, and they're going to do a special performance to introduce the candidates for Mr. and Mrs. Rock the River. And as they enter on the stage, they are going to be performing out there for y'all. We're going to have 6 performers, I believe, this year.
Wow.
And they're going to do a special performance for them. And they'll also be performing throughout the rest of the weekend.
That is so cool. I see on the flyer here, I see Ash, Lady Daydream, Bizarre, the Fire Breathing Heathen, and Sativa Shakespeare. Saturday at 8 p.m. Man, that is freaking cool. Now, I was there the first year they started doing that, and man, that was something. Tell me what else you got going on.
We have the very first ever Camp Wars going on at Rock the River this year. So this year, you're gonna come. You're going to decorate your camp. It's going to be camp themed. So if you're Camp Morningwood, I want to see a Camp Morningwood camp. If you're Camp Paddle Freak, I want to see a Camp Paddle Freak camp. So everything's going to be themed related. You can have costumes. You can dress up. You can do whatever, as long as it is tasteful, per se, because it is a family event. I do know some of our camps are a little racier than others. I just ask that you put something at your camp that says adult content at this camp, so the little eyes don't get to see it. So we're going to have a bit off. That's going to be the main event of Camp Wars. You're going to be judged on a lot of things. You're going to be creativity, your banner, your flag, a lot of things. Camp hype. John and Chelsea are going to be walking around throughout the camps, and they're going to stop you, and they're going to tell you to do a dance battle. So you're going to have to do a dance battle. So it's going to be fun. Um, with that, we're also going to do on Friday morning, we're going to do a Twister elimination. You're going to have 2 participants per camp in the competition. We are going to go all the way down to the last 2 camps standing, and then at 5 o'clock, those 2 camps are going to go head to head to see who the winner of the Twister is. On Saturday, it's going to be tug of war. The whole camp is involved in tug of war. So if you got 5 people in your camp and the other guy's got 10 people in your camp, I'm sorry. You got to recruit some more people. And then after the headline on both nights, Friday's going to be Flip Cup. I don't know how to play Flip Cup. I'm going to learn. So it's going to be Flip Cup. And then on Saturday, it's going to be a lip sync karaoke battle to 80s music only.
How fun.
And so all these events are going to be scored towards the winner of Camp Wars. But we didn't leave the kids out either.
You know, I
Sunday.
watched a movie back when I was a lad, we shall say, called Revenge of the Nerds. And
Yeah.
that always looked so fun, seeing the guys out there doing various games and drinking and stuff. This feels so much like that. Just good fun. People being grown-ups, but like you said, it's a family place. I've always called this place Rock Family Summer Camp, and this
Yeah.
totally brings that to that. Go ahead. What else were you saying about this?
Sunday is going to be Kid Wars. So if you have little ones, we're going to get them in the Kid Rocks Challenge. There's going to be 3 events for them, as well as going to be spoon races. They are using an egg. The egg has to cross the finish line. If the egg breaks, they're out of the race. Then there's going to be a headbanging contest. But I want to see your kids dressed up as their favorite rock star, whoever it be. I want to see them dressed up because they're going to be judged on costumes and creativity as well. Then there's a karaoke battle for the kids. Not a lip sync battle, a karaoke battle. The kids are going to do a karaoke battle. Kids need to have at least 3 songs that they know very well, because they might go on to the last round. And so there's going to be a kid champion crowned at RAWK The River this year.
Wow. Looks like bonus points for crowd hype, crowd and participation. Man, these kids, I know some mini moshers, as I like to call them, as I've seen several frequent our festivals and our events whenever it be a family-friendly affair, and some of these kids are just rock just as hard as their parents, I tell you.
Yeah. And I know one little kid that's practicing, already practicing.
They're in it to win it.
Yep.
Let's see what else you got. I see Camp Wars, your official sign up, and it looks like you've got a ROK The River wet t-shirt contest.
Yes, that has been going on for the last 2 years. Last year was the first year for it. This year we're going to do it again. So it's going to be 10 contestants. You're going to sign up at ROK The River on Saturday afternoon. I'm sure the t-shirt's going to be provided to you. You must be 21 or older to be in the contest, though. So
Yes.
21 and older to be in the contest. And this is going to be done before Saturday night's headline. And the winner of that is going to receive a free float for up to 4 people.
Hell yeah. Huge shout out to local business here in Tahlequah, Sooner Electronics, where sight meets sound. I've frequented them several times, and just so you all know, just a little background, totally unrelated note. When some of my equipment, my fancy equipment here, breaks and I need that adapter cable, or I need a car audio, used to before I blew it all out, it was always Sooner Electronics. So huge shout out to the gang down there on Downing here in Tahlequah. You said you've also got some other to circle
Yes, I
back.
have one other thing. Yes. The winner of the Miss and Mr. Rock the River competition is going to get a free yearbook from Mario's Mixed Media and the Super Media Brothers. Of course, you won't get it till next year because it's got to be made first. But I, this year, have collaborated with Mario and I have designed the cover of the 2025 edition of the Rock the River Into the Trenches.
Yeah, I've got that on the screen right now. That thing's a work of art right there. Look at all the, I mean, if that's not metal and rock and roll and America, like, hell yeah. That's all. Hell yeah. It makes me want to take a shot. Well
Yeah.
done on that
So
cover, Jodi. You did well. I know you've been
at
doing
any time,
some.
you can get with Mario about ordering a book. If he doesn't have any left to sell, you can always get with Mario and he'll get you hooked up with your new one, or you can pre-order this year's through Mario.
Hell yeah. Now, I do want to remind everyone, well, since you mentioned the cover that you designed, as I put these graphics that you had sent me back on the screen, I want to say congratulations to you, Jodi. I mean, these things are freaking awesome, man. Um,
Yeah.
for if you folks haven't done graphic design before, it literally takes hours. There's no such thing as just a 5-minute flyer. Even if you're using AI is just a tool. We're not going to get into that whole discussion, but let me tell you,
Mhm.
as somebody who has been doing graphic design for longer than I've been doing this show, and for everything I've always I've always ended up doing the graphic design. It saves you so many hours, but there's some things you can't fake, and you've got an eye for it. I just want, an artist represents art, girl. So I do want to highlight your work on those graphics.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, even though they are AI generated, it does take a lot of talking and fighting with AI to get him to do what I want to do. So
I challenge
these
anyone to do
graphics
any of
aren't
that
easy.
in under an hour.
Yeah.
Just saying.
No, I
And that
can't do one in under an
and that's coming from the pro. I got years as in IT, but no, it those things look great, and good job on that. Very attractive, and it really gets people's attention. It makes my job easier when I'm talking about festivals such as these, because one, I'm like Ron Burgundy. I gotta have notes, and if I don't have stuff in front of me, I have a lot of brain farts, and these things make them easy to share, and they work for the Rock Box. We appreciate y'all sending that stuff to our email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. That's where we take in all the submissions, whether it be something we're covering, something we should cover, or someone saying, hey, we've got some really cool stuff happening at this festival, and we'd like for you to talk about it because we'd like people to know. And, I like to wrap up every interview. I told you this time goes fast, don't it?
Yeah.
Was there anything else that you wanted to get out there before we start winding things down?
Just that I cannot wait to see everybody when you get to Rock the River. If you are going to compete in the Camp Wars competition, there is a post on the Rock the River page to sign up and tag your camp and the people that are participating in your camp. And Thursday evening, before the headliner, we will announce who the camps are that are running for Camp Wars.
I dig it. Now, as I do with everybody that I bring on to the show, I like to give folks a couple of minutes because, it always, in anything cool that happens, there's always a team and there's always people that we want to make sure that we give some time out to. And so, Jodi, I'd like to give you a couple of seconds to just look at the camera and address the people you're going to be seeing this weekend and the people who's going to be doing these events that you're putting together.
Yes. First, I want to thank John and Chelsea for doing this wonderful festival every year. And thank you for moving it off Father's Day weekend. I'm sure everybody appreciates that. They're great to work with. They're awesome people. I want to thank Mario for providing the yearbooks for the contestants in that win the Rock the River competition. And I want to thank the contestants of the Mr. and Mrs. Rock the River competition because they're the ones I deal with the most. So, this year we have a really good bunch, and I'm really, really happy about the bunch of people that are in the competition this year. For the girls, we have Naomi Daniel, we have Rebel Lynn, we have Lori Laughlin, Kara Cobb, Carly McHuston, Nikki, and Mama D. And that's a great, great group of girls right there. And then for your guys, you've got Sunny B, you've got Christian, Trippy Vet, you have Mario, who's making the yearbooks, but he's going to be strutting his stuff on the stage. You've got Chris Bocock, you've got John Walkety, and you've got Ronnie Laughlin. So this is a great group of people here. All these people love each other. They would do anything for each other, and it's great to see these people together doing this competition.
I'm saying, and yeah, all of these are, fam here in our local community, and just about any of them would give you the shirt off their back, and some of them that could be more fun to watch than others, but yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Jodi, and I wish we had more time with you, but this is just such a big event this weekend, and I can't wait to see all of our rock family here at RAWK The River. And you know what? I tell you what, you like heavy music too, don't you? Like you get into the death metal.
I love it. The heavier, the better.
Well,
How about some Kurb Check?
Deal. Upon her request, ladies and gentlemen, here is Kurb Check. Ladies and gentlemen, Kurb Check. I'll tell you all, that's heavy. That like my implant literally like fell off my head right there. congratulations to Kurb Check on that. Now, let me tell you something, a little bit about that band real quick. Now, guys, that's a 5-piece female-fronted teenage deathcore band out of Joplin. When was the last time you put that many those words in one sentence? I mean, these kids are awesome, and they've got the grind. I bumped into them in front of the Vanguard at the 2 Minutes to Midnight show, or 2 Minutes to Tulsa show in Tulsa, and they were out there passing flyers. Their parents were observing and watching from the side and making sure that everything is going well. I mean, it is an impressive to see that kind of music coming out of kids of that age. It looks like, ranging from 16 to 18. So you guys behave, but you're going to get loud for that band. Once again, that's Kurb Check. They will be coming at you this weekend at RAWK The River, and they'll also be playing the Camp Rocklaholics campground stage at Rocklahoma. So you've got a couple of chances to see them. Their upcoming release EP, Bite the Curb, will be dropping on August 6th. So something to watch for. You can get more information from curbcheckband.com. And that was our musical feature, and we appreciate you, Jodi Allen, so much for joining us and talking about RAWK The River. Guys, I've literally got pages of notes of stuff that is taking place and going on this weekend. Unfortunately, it's more notes than I have time for, but I'm told that they have just redid their website, and I believe the website, I think John's in the comments right now. John, if you can type the link in the comments, I believe it's sparrowhawk.camp as their website. If you go there, you'll have more information regarding RAWK The River, and you'll be able to get all of that stuff. I believe that there's going to be an awesome float trip going on this weekend, obviously being a floating festival, but last time I went, Saturday might have been the big float. You guys let me know, because I'm going to be out there with my kayak. I'm going to be on the river with all of you folks, and we're going to be showing folks the proper way to rock the river. Now, we also have a couple other things coming up here in the next couple of weeks. And I want to make sure that we hit on all of those, because we are smack dab in the middle of festival season. And we got a lot, on our plate. Let's see, what's next is the Turk Float Festival. It will be at Diamond Head Resort, coming up July 30th through the 2nd. Now, this isn't going to be a rock and roll festival, y'all. This is going to be a bunch of hippies, legit hippies, out there on the river, getting down with chill vibes and a little bit of EDM, but you will get to see Sasquatch playing a saxophone, so that's cool. There will also be the Rocklahoma Bitches show, August 22nd, featuring DJ, pardon me, DJ Queen Jacine and Circus. Can't wait to see them. After that, we've obviously got Rocklahoma, where we will be there with our radio booth on Radio Row. We will be meeting all of you folks. We will also be talking to artists throughout the weekend. Now, last year, we were trying to catch a lot of stuff, and unfortunately, that meant that was more time for me to be away from the booth. This year, I'm going to have set hours where I will be at the booth so that folks know when I'm actually going to be there and when I'm actually going to be rocking out with you guys in a crowd or backstage or something. So this year at the radio booth, we will have set times where we're going to be at the booth. We will also be talking in the coming months about the traditional scavenger hunt where you can win your chant, or you can compete for signed guitars by all of the artists that we cover that weekend. You can also get more information by going to the Rocklahoma Campgrounds Map. We've relocated that in past years to survivingrocklahoma.com. If you click on the Rocklahoma Survival Guide, that'll take you to the page that has all of the community information you could possibly want. We've got a directory that we have been compiling and that we've been evolving for years now through multiple people, not just myself. I took it up from someone else, and in recent years I've had Darren Pilkington help me maintain that. And huge shout out to Camp Pilk. Thank you so much, Darren, for your help with the Rocklahoma Campgrounds Map. We also have a QR code that we will post on that Facebook page, or excuse me, on that camp map page, so that you can rip that off and print it and put it on stickers or put it on your campsite or whatever you want to do, so that folks can vote for the best campsite contest. I believe submissions are open right now, so you can head to that. Nominations will be brain fart. Nominations will hold on. Alerts. All right. I tell you what, I need another shot. So while I get that ready, we're going to go ahead and finish that out. We do the voting the week of Rocklahoma, and we do that for multiple reasons. But one is to keep everyone honest, because this way folks vote on what they see out there and not a bunch of Facebook posts and campaigning and stuff like that. So we're doing our best to keep it as one person, one vote. And so we ask you all to go through this page. And that's the way we like to do things. More information. We'll go more into that next week. Now, there will also be the Rocklahoma Bitches Best Campsite Contest, and that one is done with judges, and that one is done as part of the Rocklahoma Bitches late nights and part of their sponsorship thing. So that's something we totally support. I think variety is the spice of life. So if you don't like the way one folks do it, you've got another way of doing it. This is just what's worked for us, because it's something that until recently I've always done myself. And then the last couple of years, I got brought on a couple of folks to help me. And I do want to give a huge shout out to the Liquor Daddy in Pryor, Oklahoma, Pryor Liquor, Wines, and Spirits, for donating those trophies the last couple of years. All right. So with all of that being said, I think I've got just about everything covered that I was going to cover tonight, other than reminding you folks that if you are going to be buying your Rocklahoma passes, if you don't want to go through the website, I would appreciate it greatly that you have anyone that you know that's going to be buying Rocklahoma passes use a link that we have available here in the description of the video. There's also a post about it on our Facebook page that we are now doing part of the ambassador program. So do us a favor, and if you know anyone that is going to be purchasing Rocklahoma passes, we have a link that we'd like you to use, and everyone who uses our link, that goes back and helps support the show and lowering our overhead that weekend. So if you could, we would love to have you guys use our referral link if you buy Rocklahoma passes. Now remember, this is an official program put on by Rocklahoma, and not just because we're the official podcast of Rocklahoma. If you got somebody buying in bulk, that program is also available for you. You can get more information on the actual Rocklahoma Facebook page. Alrighty, folks, so it has been an hour, and we are so glad that you joined us for this Monday night conversation about the local rock music scene. And before we get into the sponsors and close things out, I do have some unfortunate news to break. We have how do I put this? Unfortunately, opportunities come and sometimes they don't work out. And don't ever let any hurdle, whether it be something that you were counting on, whether it's something that came across and an opportunity, sometimes not everything works out. So unfortunately, one program or one of we're going to be expanding, and we're going to be doing a country podcast. And unfortunately, that's not exactly going to look like what we originally envisioned. But on the bright side, it also means that soul creative control will reside solely with yours truly, and it will do everything for country that Surviving Rocklahoma has done for the local rock music scene. For those of you folks out there who like country or listen to country or know country artists, start emailing us, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com, as we are about to break out into the country scene, and we've got a lot of opportunities for you to win Born and Raised 2026 passes. So make sure that you guys are following us right here on Facebook. Remember, bands, if you'd like your music featured here on the show, it's easy. Just rock the box, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. And the same goes for you fans. If you've been to an awesome show and you had a great story and you'd like to share that story with us, shoot us an email. We'd love to hear what your experience was. We also want to give a huge shout out to our veterans. We would love to honor your service. Shoot us your service photos to the email so that we can represent our warriors and their service to their country. And it doesn't matter how you're consuming our content, please make sure you hit that like, follow, and subscribe button. And especially on our YouTube channel, that's where you can find all of our interviews. And we've got a couple coming up. And especially this week, we are going to be joined by Scotty Austin of the band Saving Abel, and talking about his performance coming up this weekend, where he will be joined by the current singer of Saving Abel. So you get a twofer. You get both singers of Saving Abel this weekend at RAWK The River. And a couple of days later, I'm going to be speaking with Tim Montana. So we'll be bringing you those interviews here in the weeks to come, or you can follow Surviving Rocklahoma on YouTube and catch those as they release. But with that said, I think it is time, once again, let's give a shout out to the folks who support the show. First up is you guys. Thank you so much for sending those stars. Those stars were our little bits, our little pieces of currency. That's how we pay for the show, along with our generous sponsors. But we also give our top stars senders a a chance to win Rocklahoma passes. And that is what is up for grabs this month. So if you have been sending stars this month, you check and make sure that you were the top stars sender that week, because if you were, you qualified for that giveaway. You can also qualify by subscribing to the Facebook page for $4.99, cancel any time, and you are automatically entered for all drawings. And you don't have to purchase. You never know. When we have time, we're going to qualify more folks to enter, and we will be qualifying more people. You know what? Let's do it right now. I see over a dozen viewers. This shot can wait. I think we need to qualify somebody. What do you think? I haven't played with my balls on air. Thank you guys for tuning in right now. Who wants a chance to win Rocklahoma passes? All right. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the balls of bounty. And this week, we are going to be drawing qualifiers for Rocklahoma 2026 passes. These will be announced in the next week or two here on the show. It'll be announced on the first week of July. And let's see. You know, it's been a while. I don't see our recent past winners on here. So I tell you what, if you need Rocklahoma passes, do me a favor and share this share this live stream, like the Facebook page, because after we pay these bills, I'm going to name the qualifier. So go ahead right now in the comments. Only one entry, folks. It don't matter how many times you put them in there. I'm only going to call the first entry of your name. So with that being said, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors. First up is DEB Concerts, who will be powering the DEB concert stage inside of the Roadhouse. We also want to thank Brett and the Pooh crew of At Your Service Rentals for all of their work providing those sanitation stations and giving us the opportunity to book our own portable restroom for our campsite. We also want to give a shout out to the Rocklahoma Bitches, who will be having their event August 22nd at the Venue Shrine. There it is. And we also want to thank our proud sponsor, Rebellious Photography, our proud partner who's been covering with festivals and Rocklahoma with us for going on 5 years now. And make sure that you follow her Facebook page. We also want to thank Rockavet for facilitating, for helping get the music that is medicine to our veterans. Be sure to join them at RAWK The River this weekend for your chance to win a Rocklahoma pass at the Rockavet booth. We also want to thank the Big Old Bus for bringing a busload of debauchery to a Rocklahoma near you. Find the full lineup of their events on Facebook. And once again, thank you so much to Tannenbaum Graphics for housing our official store for the Surviving Rocklahoma podcast. Please, folks, remember, it never hurts to buy a shirt. You can go ahead and head on over to Tannenbaum Graphics after this show to buy yourself a nice t-shirt. And we hope to see all of you all Friday at Rocklahoma at the 12th Annual Camp Mardi Gras Masquerade After Party. Alrighty, folks, I think all the bills are paid. It is now time for me to drop or to call a number. And as I dig in to my balls, and the winner is, all right, I'm going to have to count on this one, number 9. Now, this is across platforms, not just Facebook. This is also on YouTube and on Twitch. All right, there's my entries. There's 1, 2, 3. All right. And congratulations, Mindy Brome. Mindy Brome, you are the new qualifier for that giveaway. So you didn't win, but you won a chance. Now you got to tune in to the first live stream of July, and I'll name our winner. But you did qualify for free. So see, folks, you don't have to pay to play. Thank you for participation in the Balls of Bounty. Alrighty, folks, and with that being said, we are going to go ahead and let this live stream come to a conclusion, and we will see you all this weekend at ROK The River. I want to remind everybody, please stay on the positive side of life, and until next time, rock on.